Friends. So today I'm going to tell you where I get stuck, and you might get stuck here too. So let's just jump into it, okay? There are certain personality types that it's easier to slip into this stuck spot than others. And I am a yellow personality type. So I'm a supporter, encourager, cheerleader, and also an Enneagram 9, which is a peacemaker, which makes it very easy to slip into this stuck spot. So I see the good in people, as I'm sure you do, right? You see their awesome potential and know that their dreams are worth working towards and worth supporting. So what I used to do a lot is my stuck point is I used to lose myself in other people's dreams. It's easier to work towards someone else's dream sometimes than our own dreams. And the reason is because you have a partner, right? You have someone who sees this vision, who sees this awesome thing too. And so it's nice to be partnered up with that person. And sometimes it's easier to see the value of someone else's dream and their worth and seeing it as having more value than our dreams or our worth. So have you ever heard of a really cool thing that somebody did and you're like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. I'm so happy for them. I'm so glad that they did it. I can't do that. I've thought that before. Or I'm so proud of them. Man, I wish I could do that. I'm glad that they can, but I can't get there. That's false. That's a lie. So if you've ever thought that, or if you catch yourself thinking that, just realize that that's a little lie there. You don't have to believe that because it's not true, right? So also when you're working towards someone else's dream and you're kind of lost in their dream, if you fail, well, it wasn't really your dream anyway, so you were just helping. So it kind of takes some of that negative vibe off of failing. And then when naysayers come around, because they're loud, naysayers are loud, and they talk against this dream or this vision that you're working towards, then you have a buddy on your side instead of they can't just personally single you out. So it feels like a little bit more safety, I guess. When people knock you down from pursuing this dream, tell you why it can't happen or why it's not a good idea, then there's also you have your partner, this person's dream that you're right alongside with so they can hold the vision even if someone knocks you down. Okay, so those are kind of reasons why sometimes people slip into living other people's dreams. So let me just say it's good to support other people, okay? I'm talking about if you're spending all of your time working for someone else, building other people's dreams, and standing in the shadows, then you're eventually going to forget who you are and your dreams, and you're going to shift into the land of blah. It's a nice name, huh? Basically where everything seems blah, it's not that exciting anymore and not really your thing. It's just blah, right? The land of blah. So here's the thing that you can do. Here's something that I want you to know. Your dreams are important too, right? Their dreams are important and worth working towards, but your dreams are important too. And they are worth working towards, and they're worth remembering because God created them and He designed you to carry those dreams out in this time, right? Because He created us, right? We're living in this time right now with these dreams in our heart and these desires for this time right now. Sometimes we like to push it off till later, but later doesn't come. It's designed for now. So some things that can hold you back is if we don't step into our dreams, then we don't work up the experience of being ourselves. That sounds a little bit weird, but it's exactly what I want to say. We don't work up the experience in being ourselves. So basically, I want to say, don't wait for confidence to come, because confidence isn't going to come when you're stepping out of the box. You're not going to be 100% confident. We don't expect babies to get up and walk and never fall down. We expect them to fall down, right? They're doing a new thing, they're learning a new skill. They're not confident in walking yet. They will get there and they'll get to running. It's the same thing with you. And stepping out of your comfort zone and starting working towards your dreams is that confidence comes later. Right now, you need to use courage. Courage is the first step to starting to walk and experience standing in who you really are and yourself and who you are and who God created you to be. So if you find yourself working really hard towards somebody else's dream, building somebody else's empire, or doing all the things for other people, and you have this dream in your heart, and you find yourself as a supporter of other people, here's a few things you can do. Write your dreams down. And a few questions, if you've forgotten your dreams, because a lot of people do, a few questions are, if you could solve one problem in this world, what would it be? One problem. Which one thing would you choose to solve? Another question is, if you could do anything in the world, what would you do? Like, with taking time constraints away, money constraints away, like, don't think about any limitations here. If you could do and carry it out to completion, if you could do anything in this world, what would you do? Okay. What desires do you have? And what desires have you had since your childhood? Sometimes we know who we are. We have those desires right as a kid. And then as the adults, like, hustle and bustle comes, we kind of forget who we were created to be. But we can remember, don't worry. Another question is, what brings you joy? What brings you passion when you're talking about it? Then, like, all of a sudden you're talking normal, and all of a sudden you're like loudly talking and like excited. Like, what topic makes you excited and makes you full of passion and makes you just want to talk more to those people, right? What thing could you talk about all day? All right. Another step to starting to pursue your dreams is get in close proximity, like very close proximity to people who speak life over you. You want your core 5 people to be people who speak life over you. That means the 5 people you spend the most time with to be speaking positive, encouraging things over you on the daily. Now, sometimes that statement is like, whoa, I don't have those people. Sorry. You do have those people, because you can find them all over the world and get connected with them. It doesn't mean it has to be a face-to-face relationship. It can be. That's great. It can be a face-to-face relationship, but it also can be learning from someone who has a podcast, or learning from someone who does a lot of stuff online, or listening to a bunch of books, audiobooks, or reading them. That's one of my main ways that I stay in very close proximity to my core 5 people, is listening to audiobooks and taking in their content. They can actually, those 5 people will influence your life in a major, major way. And they're going to influence your life whether they are positive or negative. So it's very important that you keep an eye on your core 5 people. So another thing to do is distance yourself from people who doubt you, which is in reality, they're doubting themselves. But they could be referred to as the naysayers. So what I mean when I'm saying that they're doubting themselves is because they see something as not an option for them, but then they take that and kind of portray it onto you. Like, you can't, writing a book is hard and impossible, and why would you want to? And then they portray it on you. When you mention writing a book, it's not really about you, it's how they're interacting with their world and how they view things. But naysaying is naysaying, right? So a few things about naysayers is naysayers speak in different ways. You can't really identify them by one method, but I'll give you a few. Some naysayers say that you can't do things, and they say like, that's a pretty big thing to take on. A lot of work goes into something like that. Like, I don't know if you're ready. That's a naysayer, right? They didn't necessarily say you can't, but they're speaking kind of doubt over this vision that you have. So there's a difference between somebody who's offering advice and opinions. Okay, oftentimes naysayers are the people who are offering their opinions, who they have never done something that you want to do, and they're telling you why you can't. That's their opinion of it. People who, like, you want to get advice, not opinions. So people who have the advice are people who have done it and have done it in a way that you want to do it and are successful. Go talk to those people. That's where you get your opinion or your advice from, or those people. Another way people do naysaying is by facial looks or their expressions. Like, they don't even have to say a word, and you know without a word that they disapprove wholeheartedly. Another thing that I get sometimes is the You don't have another word to add. Nothing. The conversation is done. But that's a naysayer, right? That's it's not going to be encouraging you. It's putting you into a place where you don't want to share your dreams anymore. It's putting you into a place of being guarded because you don't want to come up against that again. One more way that a naysayer can pop out is it can pop out as somebody who is offended at your change and offended at your growth. Because when you're walking towards a dream and you're walking towards something new, you're going to change. Not your core of who you are isn't going to change, but a lot of growth is going to happen, right? And so sometimes those naysayers can expect you to stay back here. And when you don't, they can be offended by your change and kind of frustrated and send you some not nice words or say not nice things. Just know that they're not your people right now. Okay. So if you're ready to start working towards your own dreams and kind of stop pushing everybody else's dreams, right? It's good to support, but you don't lose yourself in them, in those dreams. So you can start doing some introspection and see where your strengths are and what you can build on for those strengths. A few things that I like to do is the Enneagram test, the color personality test. It has like 4 different colors. I also like to ask myself, like those questions I listed before, and I like to ask friends some things like, what do I like to do? What am I passionate about? Some questions like that will help to just really take a deep dive into what your dreams are and how to take the next step. So your next step, if you're like, okay, I'm ready to stop pushing other people's dreams and do my own thing, is to jump into a little self-discovery and take the Enneagram test. See where your personality strengths are and what you can really capitalize on to then start building your own dream, your own thing, right? So if you want to take the Enneagram test, I have it up on my website. It's if you go to KeishaEllingson.com and then go all the way to the right, you'll see it in the top right-hand corner. It'll say personality test. You just click on it and it'll bring you right to the Enneagram test. So I just like to share my heart with you guys for a little bit here. Your dreams, they're planted deep in your heart for a purpose. And you following your dreams will enable other people to follow theirs. Okay, because there are always people watching, and there are often people watching who don't even let you know that they're watching. Okay, so when you start to go towards your dreams and you start to change and you start to grow, you are automatically enabling other people to start walking towards their dreams and to start walking towards the growth that they see. It's basically like when people are kind of waiting for permission. They're waiting for permission to step out of this standard ho-hum, like blah box, right? Everybody wants to step out. But sometimes people are waiting for permission. And so by you chasing your dreams, by you showing up in who you authentically are and going after what God has placed for you, you are, just by them seeing, releasing them from the bondage of waiting for permission. Because in seeing you, some people are thinking like, hey, I can do this too. Like if she can do that, well, that means I can do it, right? So I just wanted to encourage you and let you know that I am cheering for you as always. Have the best day. Talk to you later.